So today guys, I wanted to share with you a ranged build for leveling in PvP on Ascension. You guys were asking for more ranged builds, so here we go. This one is based off on Arcane Gunslinger, which basically combines Arcane Mage with a Hunter, allowing us to spam Arcane Missiles and Arcane Shots respectively. On Ascension, while powered up with some Moonfire spam, we can actually proc the Missile Barrage, which allows us to shoot from very fast and very deadly arcane missiles, connected with some shooting thanks to one of our talents. This makes our arcane missiles very powerful and deal massive amounts of damage in short periods of time. To top it off, all of our Moonfire casts and arcane missiles cast also stuck a buff that increase our overall arcane shot damage, so we can achieve very nice burst windows while having two missile barrages stacked up. Then we fire them off one after the other and finish it up with a powerful arcane shot. It's a nice amount of damage in a very short period of time, which can actually execute people very efficiently. This build is also good for leveling because it is available from level 20 when we get the Missile Barrage talent. Then we can just basically start running around the BGs, spamming our Moonfires, shooting off powered up arcane shots, and releasing devastating arcane missiles on our enemies. I would say that it's not the best dueler spec, but the burst is pretty nice, and when it comes down to fighting melees, it's very good because we have a lot of room for the CC to be carded for this build, which allows us to have plenty of mobility and CC skills to actually get those melee of ourselves. And while doing so, we can also just continue to spam the Moonfires, which are pretty decent when it comes down to sustain damage, so we can wear people down pretty easily. And while having some windows of opportunity during CC, or just having more breathing room, we are allowed to getting off those arcane missiles combos that shred enemies to pieces very quickly. And with this method, we can actually get some of those melees off guard. The spec truly shines when it comes down to the team fights, because while being in that back line, you can just apply as many Moonfires as possible to the whole team and just simply release those missile barrages at them every time you get a proc. We don't really have any AoE potential in this one, but we can definitely shut down like individuals from the other team very easily. Needless to say, the Arcane Barrage and Arcane Missiles playstyle is very satisfying, at least to me. It's just something really cool while you release that button and that missile barrage is going off in a very quick succession. Lots of numbers showing up, very good, especially if you manage to get a lot of crit balance. Then you will see some very big numbers and enemy HPs just disappearing in a matter of seconds. So to start this build off, I go with agility. Although I haven't tested the intellect, it could be pretty good because our arcane missiles would actually benefit more from spell power. Either way, like I said, I haven't tested it. I went for agility and it's still pretty good. So if you're unsure, just pick agility. If you want to test out things, try with intellect. Spell power actually works also with melee and ranged attacks as well, so it probably wouldn't hurt you that much. But yeah, for the moment, I just picked agility. We start off with Arcane Intellect, Arcane Shot, Arcane Missiles, and Auto Shot. If you really want, you can swap Arcane Intellect with the standard Moonfire on level 1. But to be honest, Lunar Aspiration is superior in basically everything, so I just rolled Moonfire by accident along the way, so that's why I use it. If you don't have it, it's no big deal. And the Arcane Intellect is an amazing buff to have always, so that's why I took it. For the skill cards, you want to go with Lunar Aspiration, which is our bread and butter for this build. We're going to be spamming it like crazy. Flame Tongue Weapon, as we're using dual wield weapons with agility, and we slap Flame Tongue on both of them to increase our spell power coefficient. And those are basically the only two spells that you need for the build. You already have Arcane Shot, we already have Arcane Missiles that we will be spamming with it, so I took Arcane Bullet and Aim Shot because I was testing things out. Those are totally unnecessary spells that you don't want to use. I also have taken Ice Age to have that root for the melees and Blink to have some ability. You can very easily take a Hammer of Justice Stun in place of Aim Shot and, for example, some Fear, which would allow you to create even more distance between the melee. And as we all know, melee can be very deadly, like a cat jumping on you needs only like 3 or 4 globals until you're dead. So sometimes the reaction time has to be really quick, and having all of those CCs can help you survive a little bit longer. Oh, maybe I didn't mention it before, but yeah, Lunar Aspiration is basically a improved version of Moonfire that uses energy instead of mana, and it also deals more damage overall. So that's why it's so important to have it. As for the talents, we definitely want to take Mental Quickness to have that extra spell power. You don't need it if you go for the Intellect stat, but with Agi, it's very important. Arc, Aim, and Shot. This actually makes every arcane spell we cast increase damage of our next arcane shot. It's only 5% against players, but it stacks up very quickly and nicely, so yeah, extra damage is always welcome. Missile Barrage is actually like our most important talent of all of those, because this makes our Moonfire having a 20% chance to proc the Missile Barrage, which makes our arcane missiles shoot faster and to be more powerful. This talent mixed with Shot Weaving actually makes it even more powerful, because casting arcane missiles while Missile Barrage is active weaves shots and spell together, firing a ranged shot with each arcane missile dealing 400 physical damage. While your primary stat is Agility, Missile Barrage is hastened by 40%. So, okay, I didn't actually see that second part of this talent, so this means that, yeah, going Agi is the way. This will basically like double the damage of our arcane missiles during the proc. So the basic game loop is you want to shoot off Arcane Shot because it's still pretty powerful, but yeah, most of the time when it's buffed by the Arc, Aim, and Shot. And then you just fish for a Missile Barrage proc with your Moonfires. If you have both, try to apply both to increase that dot damage. If not, just spam that Lunar Aspiration until you have a proc, then shoot it off. The good thing is that they actually stack up to 2 times, so sometimes even if you like forget or get into some madness of spamming the Moonfires, you don't really have to worry about it. You can stack it to 2 times and then just shoot off 2 barrages one after another. The damage is pretty deadly, as you've seen, so very nice. On top of that, you definitely want to take Improved Arcane Shot to increase its damage. It's pretty spammable ability, so very nice. And Improved Moonfire. Arcane Reloading, that was for the aim shots and Lunar Spirits, has been a little bit changed because it allowed you to apply dot to a main target. Now it only damages the nearby targets, so those talents are useless. You can very easily go for some random proc like Seething Flames or Thunder Fury or Lightning Strike. I cannot exactly remember the name of it now. Or just something that buffs Moonfire even more. Arcane Empowerment is a very great talent because the coefficient of arcane missiles is increased by 30%. And on top of that, you get flat 3% damage boost. And I would, for example, go for Seething Flames for the second slot. As for talents for the leveling, you definitely want everything that increases your ranged weapon damage or mage arcane spells overall. Damage increases like Malediction is a still great talent because it increases all damage done by 2%. And this is quite important. For spells of course, any extra CC or mobility is always welcome. The more you have it, the more deadly you will actually be. Crit chance. I actually also rolled Wacky Wizardry, so my offensive mage spells cast have 25% chance to cast additional random mage spell for free. So sometimes I get some things like frozen orb and stuff like that, so crazy shit can happen while spamming those arcane missiles. So hope you guys will also enjoy the Arcane Gunslinger in PvP. It may not be like very powerful build like, for example, the melees we've seen so far, but as for ranged, it's pretty decent and I had tons of fun while playing it, so I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.